it up by now.
Ordinary man would have given it up by now. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Awesome 80s Podcast. This is Michael. Hello? Well, we're doing what we can here at the Awesome 80s to bring you the best in the 80s, 80s.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
I went away for a second. I don't know what happened.
That's okay.
I'm here, man. Loving the 80s.
Any ordinary man, they would have given
it up.
They wouldn't think twice.
How are you, Michael?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, I've changed my voice a little, but I'm here, powering through. Got some tea.
Is it herbal tea? Do you have honey in there?
Lots of honey.
That's good. Is it soothe? Do you have primatine mist?
Oh, I don't. Should I get that?
But it'll hurt if I swallow. Mommy!
Thank you guys so much for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. You and I have been crisscrossing through the South.
It's the heartland of the South, yes. You went on vacation where?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Okay.
And you are currently in
the hot Atlanta. It was very hot yesterday and the day before.
Oh, it's hot everywhere.
It's hot all the damn place.
I'm gonna take off these shades here.
Well, I'll take off mine.
Hey, if you're down there,
vacation,
will you get cheer wine soda for me?
What is it called?
It's called cheer wine. It's on my hat. My son and I were the sponsor, or were guests of the Cheerwine Corporation at the Myrtle Beach Pelicans game.
Okay.
It's a cherry soda. It's very delicious.
It's an affiliate of the Chicago Cubs.
The Myrtle Beach Pelicans, yes, not Cheerwine.
The Pelicans.
So awesome. I appreciate you joining us on your vacation.
I was in the hot Atlanta. What all did you do on your vacation?
We did some go-karts, played some dino golf, went to the ocean, sat by the sea, drank fruity beverages, got to hang out with my old friend Larry. Surprisingly, that was awesome.
You worked on backflips in the pool?
I did not.
Okay.
But my son has started working on backflips the last couple of days, so that was pretty awesome.
Saw the Cubs lose against the Braves, which was horrible experience, but it was good. We actually got pretty good tickets because it's like I'll spend the extra money to sit extra close at the away games because it's actually affordable as opposed to at the Cubs game.
Right.
We went on hikes. I did a ballpark tour too. I was kind of cynical with the guy that was given the tour because they're building a brand new stadium. It's 1996 when it was built, and Wrigley Field is 101 years old. And he's like, "No, it's 103." I'm like, "Dude, it's 101 years old." And then I guess it's just this billionaires that, it's like, oh, it's a conglomerate now. But billionaires, they want to build a brand new stadium in Atlanta, and they're like,
well, if you research into what they did, we won't bore people here, but they actually scammed the whole city into the stadium. Like, they didn't tell the city taxpayers they're going to be paying for the stadium until after it was too late.
Yeah.
So it was a complete scam on the part of the Hot Atlanta Braves. That's fine. Do what they got to do. I'm sitting in Studio MH, which is home to awesome Braves fan MH, who I think might be sleeping in another room. I didn't look in there to find out.
But it was cool. Like, you got to go on the ballpark tour. You got to go in the dugouts and stuff. And you got to go in the press box. And one thing, you've got to go into the actual museum, and they have one of the train cars from when ball players used to ride trains everywhere. And you got to go sit and actually sit where they had one of their train cars that they would take across the country with the Boston Braves, later the Atlanta Braves from Milwaukee. I'm in some comedy clubs, mostly improv stuff. So like nobody like big, but it's just fun to go see like mid-level comedy.
Did you go to the Laughing Skull? Is it or?
No, we went to the World. It's like this World Improv Theater.
How are you going to be there? Because there's one of the best comedy clubs in the country is, I think, just like 3 or 4 miles from your brother.
Yeah. I want to go. I mean, I'll be coming back in 3 weeks too, so I think it'd be something cool to do.
What, you just going to stay down there now?
Work called me, wanted me to work overtime. I'm like, I can't come in and work. I'm in Atlanta. Sorry.
So why are you going back in 3 weeks?
Exactly. I bet if I sat here and called enough people to work for me, I wouldn't have to work until I got back.
No, but why are you coming back in 3? Like, I don't know.
Oh, I got a wedding.
Oh, okay.
Not my brother, but a friend.
Gotcha. Well, once again, before we forget, get too far into it, big shout out to MF Jones for all he does for us. He's set us both up on these new swanky Apple laptops. So we want to thank him for that. Thank you also to Bobby Joe, always being a great listener. Thank you to Superfan Casey for being Superfan Casey. And thank you to MH and many others. So, D Rose, I just want to throw out some people off the top of my head because we have been off for a little over almost 2 weeks, I guess, week and a half. And, while we're off, I'm thinking about some of our fans and just want to thank you guys for being out there and listening to us and being awesome.
I'll name some names real quick. Adam G, Thomas W, Julia G, Tony T, Sean H, Morgan O, Alfonso M.
Who do we owe a sticker to?
I don't know. I was going to ask you that.
Well, I can look it up in my email.
Well, we've got stickers coming. We went to like a real company as opposed to, we went to the mom and pop local company before, and I wasn't really pleased with the product. So we got this place online. We'll try them, see what we feel. And then maybe we'll try different sizes too, because you can get them different prices for different sizes. So we'll see one step at a time. It's all about it. Something we can talk about in our Awesome Minis marketing meeting.
We will throw up some stuff against the wall and see what sticks. I had an awesome experience last night. I was surprised by my wife and one of my best friends, Dre. You guys know him from the Old School Wrestling Podcast. We got to sit front row at the WWE show last night, and we had a lot of fun. So great pictures online of that. I'll throw some of them also on the Facebook page.
So you stayed for the entire show then?
All but 5 minutes. We get
okay.
I'll get the story. We'll talk about it off air sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, we made the decision. Decision that we should leave in dramatic fashion.
Okay. I mean, big entrance, big exit. That's what you got to do.
Exactly. I'm searching for this name. I feel horrible. So I do apologize for my voice. This is just going to be part of my life, it seems, for a little while.
Okay. So, just keep it tea or some herbal tea, some honey.
Tea.
I wanted to while you're searching, I want to talk about BoJack Horseman back on the air. Will Arnett, he plays it's a cartoon of a washed up horse who hosted an 80s, early 90s sitcom. And
really?
He's in Hollywood. He's an old washed up star. He's trying to make a movie about Secretariat. It is fantastic. And then you haven't found it yet.
I'm still looking.
Super fan Mike and sometimes co-host Mike, he sent me this link to Die Hard. And he found this behind the scenes thing. It was later on in the film where it's Ellis, the guy, Hans, Bobby, I'm your white knight. He's known for doing cocaine. And later on in the film, one of the terrorists walks up to him and hands him a Coca-Cola. And so we're to infer, like, Ellis looks confused as if he was like, I asked for cocaine from my nose. Why are you bringing me a Coca-Cola? That thing's been pointed out all the way. And I went and I got my Laserdisc out. I'm watching Die Hard, and I realized there's a scratch on it. So I went ahead and ordered another $2.99 Laserdisc off of eBay. Like, I can't live without my Laserdisc of Die Hard. So
the gentleman who requested stickers was named Cass.
Okay.
So Cass, we have stickers coming to you as soon as we get the new ones in. I got to Studio MH today, and like I said, MH possibly sleeping, possibly with a lady friend. Clothing could be optional. I don't know what's happening behind the door.
Do you want to throw in like a damp towel, like in case I got to wash up or anything?
I'll do that before I leave.
Okay.
But he did leave Back to the Future 2 and 3 on for me. So
okay, that's cool.
That was nice of him.
Well, if Lawrence is coming over, I better put this on.
Better put Back to the Future on.
Yeah.
He won't bother me. Maybe he'll throw me a damp towel. I'll just leave it on the door before I leave.
That's nice. That way you just do the hand thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So you wanted to watch a movie, and you wanted me, as well as MF Jones, also watch this movie. And you thought this was a good idea.
I thought when I first got Netflix in 2005, like before I worked at the Movie Gallery when I first moved to Florida. It's called Movie Gallery.
Okay.
It's a video store. You know, I wanted to come in and it be like Empire Records. Like in my mind, it's going to be like Empire Records. Is that what you want, Warren? Is that what you want? You want to work here? Yes, I want to work at the video store.
What do you want, Warren?
It's so superior. But I really wanted to work at the video store. But when I got to Florida, I worked at the Movie Gallery, Play On. It was just me by myself in the video store all day. I'm like, I just wanted to talk about movies all day. And then, I talked with the customers a little bit. There was this one situation where one guy came in and he was looking at the Jean-Claude Van Damme new release. Another guy came in with but this is like 2005, so they're way beyond. This is their Primatine Mist. This is when they come in and they're making their direct. They're at the peak of their direct to video. They're not even ironic good yet. It's just
right.
Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal, and these guys are like ready to fight in my video store on whether or not who is better, either Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm like, oh shit! We took a orientation, and this was not in the orientation.
Did you suggest that to both of them that they just rent Navy SEALs?
Yes. But every time somebody came into the video store, they're like, oh, what do you mean I got to pay a fee? I'm like, if I didn't work here, I'd get Netflix. And then that day came where I quit, and then I got Netflix. And one of the first things I was going through was like, all right, who's the top actors I like? Well, I like John Cusack. I need to see everything with John Cusack. So at that point, I did watch the Grifters, and then
Annette Benning, Full Bush.
Yeah, Full Bush. And then I got this. I put it in my queue. As you know, in Netflix, there's like long wait, extra long wait.
Right.
It was number one in my queue. I had never heard of this movie before in my entire life. It was number one in my queue. Then all of a sudden, it was gone. I'm like, and then it's in the wait list, the very bottom of the list. I'm like, what the fuck? How the hell am I going to? I mean, this is later on. I mean, this is before you could just find anything on the internet, Glenn.
Right.
Literally, okay. But I still, the precedent had been set. I'm not going to go out and try to find this movie. But recently, maybe 6 months ago, it appeared on the Netflix Instant Queue. And I really wanted to review Tapeheads with Tim Robbins and John Cusack.
So we are, in fact, going to review Tapeheads. Now, I have two lists of notes. I have MF Jones notes.
Yes.
On the yellow legal pad. He is I have my notes. Hold on. I got to get past the Netflix because I was just rewatching the end there. I have my notes on the virtual yellow legal pad.
Yep.
So I'm prepared to talk about this. Now, I have not read his notes, so I'm going to be reading them throughout and interjecting. I will tell you that half of my notes from the first 15 minutes on, half the things I wrote down, have a question mark after it because I'm not actually sure what I saw exists. On more than one occasion, I called my wife from another room just to say, hey, is this happening?
This is alike and very... I like a lot of 80s movies, but also very unique in its own right as well.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. I mean, I'm like, how could I have escaped the 80s or early 90s, or TBS, HBO, Showtime without have seen any previews, anything for this movie?
I could tell you. But now what we have to figure out is this good horrible or bad horrible?
Okay.
And we're going to take that journey together.
Okay.
So, first thing you notice in this movie, go.
The very first thing is the high fives.
High fives, okay.
And secondly was the West German Army Volkswagen thing, their personal vehicle in the film.
So John Cusack's mustache.
Oh my god! It's later down the list. I didn't really notice it. I mean, it didn't really hammer home until he was in his full security guard gear.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. So the movie starts. You get the home video montage intro type thing. There's a conflict between Tim Robbins' family, his father,
and
him, about his choices in life.
It's Josh and Ivan. Josh is Tim Robbins, and Ivan is John Cusack.
I just wrote John and Tim.
Okay, I think we'll just do John and Tim.
Well, here I can. I got my boogie board here. I can make notes.
Do whatever you want.
So Josh is who now?
Tim Robbins.
Okay. Ivan.
Heavy Alvin Lelouch.
Ivan.
And Ivan is John Cusack.
Johnny C. Okay. I got it written down so I can refer to this anytime I need to.
Yes.
I could just say, hey.
Perfect.
I'm going to put that right here next to MF Jones's notes and my spray. All right, let's continue. So we pointed out a couple things. John Cusack has a very weird John Waters-esque Eastern European mustache.
I think this is the best he can do as far as mustache hair.
Okay.
Maybe he looks like he's fair skinned.
Yeah.
Very soft skin. And maybe that's
Cuddly.
just as much, and that's just as much upper facial hair that he's capable of creating.
Okay. I can.
Luckily for him, for Movember, he doesn't have to add Just for Men into it to make it pop a little more.
Yeah, that's only you, my friend. Okay, so you also mentioned their jalopy vehicle.
Yes, their thing. I guess it was really popular in the late 70s, early 80s. My brother, he watched the movie with me, and he's like, that was in 50 First Dates. They had it in 50 First Dates. I'm like, I do not care. He's a big car guy.
Is your brother still talking to you after watching this movie?
Yeah, he's still talking to me. He's washing his car while we're doing this.
All right, who's on the poster in the background there?
Is that Angelina? Oh, I think you can see her nipples. Angelina Jolie. I guess that means he's not gay, so that's good. I mean, whatever. It's his choice.
Gay guys love boobs.
All right. Also,
I'm
my
not
brother.
saying he's gay. I'm just saying he's not clear.
My brother's so into cars that we dropped by the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame in Dawsonville, Georgia, yesterday.
All right.
Also, that city's City Hall.
All right.
I was like, we got to build this building for City Hall. Can we also make it a Racing Hall of Fame?
Done. So, John Cusack, you can tell he's the friend, the unhinged one. Likes to stir up some trouble.
Yeah, I guess everybody, everybody has that friend. I got that friend.
Oh yeah.
Well, sometimes people have that friend who's a little more impressionable. They need someone. Maybe they need someone to give them that push.
Maybe. So, I'm sorry. I call him John Cusack. Ivan decides to throw a party for Josh at their workplace. Now, they're security guards. When they first get there, did they give their urine?
You think they'd have to? Well, maybe it's early 80s. Did they have that technology? I mean, I'm sure they had the technology, but I mean, corporations. What do you mean?
You're thinking I'm assuming something. No, I'm pretty sure they literally handed them urine to the little guy.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that happened. And go back and check it later.
All right.
If not, edit this out of the live stream.
Okay. So it's like, here's our P for the day. Let's go look. Was it an art museum?
Do we even know? I don't think we know.
Yeah, they're guarding something, but they need at least 3 security guards as well as videotaped everything.
So they quickly hijack the stream. So the other security guard won't be able to tell what's happening.
He's got to go
downstairs.
He goes and takes a shit.
And they throw a huge party, a rager. There are lots of weird things happening.
John Cusack, he just wants Tim Robbins to have a good time. He's not trying to hurt his feelings. He's not trying to overstep any bounds. He just wants him to have a good time. Thanks, Glenn.
So, you're welcome. At one point, Ivan and Josh end up back in the security office where they have one of the weirdest dance scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah. Part of me thinks that, there's a level of intimacy. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but it feels like they've got their own story,
right.
They're real friends. They do high fives. They do jump in the air kind of situation where they've got their own personal dance. They're that kind of phone. They're that kind of friends.
Did it seem forced?
Maybe a little bit.
A little, not bad, not bad. I've seen things worse. Uh, so as they're having this party, in real time, Tim Robbins, is editing a live, what I called karaoke music video, because
Yeah,
it's
like
basically
you'd see at Six Flags, you'd see at Great America.
Yeah, and he's doing this live, like with 10 cameras at once through a party scene.
I wrote down star wipes. Lots of bouncing
Lots
people.
of star wipes.
Yeah.
Lots of star wipes. So that's happening. We go back to the security guard who's taking a shit. Now, is this a chick with a dick situation?
Or just a transgender person?
Okay.
We'll see. I don't know how they identify. But yeah, chick with a dick situation where she's peeing. And then he's like, why is somebody in high heels taking a piss in his urinal while I'm taking this giant shit? One thing I thought was awesome was he had a huge, giant knee brace. Like, you could tell he had, like, this security guard, he had potential to be something someday until he blew out his knee. Now he's stuck in with these two jackholes.
So they get fired, as we assume. They go to the bar. They're sitting at the bar. They're watching RVTV.
They're artists. They have ultimate freedom right now.
They can do whatever they want.
Yep.
World is their oyster. So they're doing that. They come up with a plan. They're going to try to make it somehow, some way. You got Ivan, John Cusack. He's just going to fast talk his way and try to create situations for Josh to excel. And then that way, as a partnership, they will excel together.
They're going to mold that talent into cold, hard cash.
They go back. They explain this to Ivan's dad, Lyle Alzado.
Yes.
Former NFL steroid player.
He also had a dream.
To be Conan the Barbarian at Universal.
Conan the Barbarian. I think it was P, Glenn.
You just watch it?
Yeah, they like put their pee in these test tubes. There's like a million sub jokes within this. Like earlier, like when they're showing the video montage of them getting ready to go to the prom, Tim Robbins, he's like so shaky and nervous. It's very Farrelly Brothers, but he takes the flower and he stabs his prom date in the chest, and she ended up having to get stitches in her tit.
So, yeah, I thought it was P. I'm glad you confirmed that.
Okay, it was definitely P. But they've decided to take Betamax, and they've chosen this as their ticket out of their parents' basement.
As they should.
Yes.
Lyle Alzado, Ivan's father, now he's in the entertainment business. He's Conan the Barbarian.
At the Universal tour. Like right when
he's trying to warn him. Entertainment, it's a rough business.
Right when Jaws pops out of the water, Glenn.
Who wouldn't want to get married right when Jaws? So Tim Robbins, Josh goes back to his home, tells his parents the same thing, ends up causing a power outage, and he's no longer allowed to live there.
Yes.
So they go in search of a new place in their jalopy, and they end up getting a loft with some insane artist lady who likes to shoot and blow up things. And it's free because her dad owns it, so the price is right.
Mm-hmm.
Then, without really much transition, there's a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle wrap.
Yeah, well, they're looking at the commercial, and they're like, I can do better than that. I know I can do better than that. And then they just go straight into Roscoe's Waffle and Chicken. It kind of felt like, I mean, there's a little bit of Farrelly Brothers in here, but it's also a little bit of like UHF humor as well. Like there's the senator, he does a commercial with kids doing Ring Around the Rosie, then he hands each of them a cigarette individually. And then later on, there's a Bobcat Goldthwait commercial where he's trying to hawk his book, Prosperity by Exploitation.
Yes. So I told you that a lot of my questions, or a lot of my comments have question marks behind them. I'm sitting here reading through MF Jones, and I just want to take a moment to read, like, and I'll do this periodically. I'm just going to read like 5 of his lines at once, because A, me and him are on the exact same page, and B, his notes are fucking hilarious. So, they somehow get floor access to a warehouse studio from strange lady that likes to burn art. Exactly. John Cusack has the worst greasy style hair and dress. Next, fried chicken music video ad. Then, pet from beyond communication tea parties that are filmed. ... What? Next line. Does Weird Al have a cameo in this movie? So, we'll come back to more of his notes later because I actually have almost all of those notes. Basically worded the same. His wording on a couple of those are a little better. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, so they start to get jobs, I guess, without really much discussion of them doing it. All of a sudden, like there's just and Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, a famous restaurant.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but all of a sudden they have like this, and the wrap involves like waffle squares. They're like
it's like
they're
a
just
pancake, but it's
squares.
And he's got a gong in the background. And he has a giant chicken leg, and he hits the gong with the giant chicken leg.
So I would say that scene is the first in this movie of many where you're just kind of like, wait a minute, is this happening? Like they didn't like go in and talk to the Roscoe's guy. Like none of that showed. All of a sudden, just on the commercial on the screen is a seriously legit commercial. And that reminded me of have we ever talked about Link and Rhett on here?
No, what's that?
So Link and Rhett are these two guys who they go around and they make local commercials for people that are just insane. They had an IFC show a few years back, but if you want to YouTube Link and Rhett commercials, they have like the best, most hilarious local TV commercials. And that's all they do for a living. Like it just helps them, like they do other things, but this is just like their passion. So the other things they do like helps them just do this. And their commercials are awesome. You could spend an hour just in a YouTube rabbit hole watching Link and Rhett commercials.
Like whenever they have movies like Real Cinema, they have these messages and there's these deeper meanings inside every video or every movie that's on during a movie. And it seems like it's the same in this movie. Like we're going to have some fucked up shit on during every time there's a TV screen on.
So at this point, Ivan, he's going to hit the pavement. He's going to go talking to record studios because they've got a couple of these commercials down. He's going to see if they can get in the music video industry. He gets turned down a lot. He tries to get Weird Al, who then just pushes him.
And then Ted Nugent beats the shit out of him.
Yeah. He ends up at the office of Don motherfucking Cornelius, the host of Soul Train. Although in this movie, Don Cornelius plays Mo Fuzz.
Mo Fuzz. It's a trifecta, Glenn. It's a three-prong approach if you're going to make it in the video biz. So lots of people think it's just dead people come in threes, but really you got to make 1, 2, 3 music videos for free. Then they'll start paying you.
So Mo Fuzz right away is very interested in this situation. He has to hold all of his calls. He wants to talk to him. He gives him the first break. They have to do it that day. It's Cube Squared is the band. They're huge in Sweden.
The big hit Baby Doll. Also, I kind of got off on a personal tangent because it's hard not to get, you kind of get lost while you're watching this movie and you start thinking about other things sometimes. And I'm like, what if this band was real and they thought they were actually filming a video? Because they're like they're weird Eurotrash people. And I'm like, what if they thought this was real? Like this, because they're dumping paint on them constantly and there's feathers they dump on these people and there's glitter and they're just rocking out. Baby doll.
So
part of me thought, could it be real? Anyway.
Paint, feathers,
Mama, we're going to America. We've got the video. We've got music video. Sorry.
Paint, feathers, glitter, pyro, fire hose. That's what the video consisted of. But, Mo Fuzz, hey, let's get into trouble, baby. Come on, my brother.
Production value, Glenn.
So he wants more production value. In the words of MF Jones here, tits and ass equal production value. Also, those were the words of Mo Fuzz. So Mo Fuzz is going to give him a second chance once again on, what's it called? I forgot now.
RVTV?
No, where they do it for free.
They do another one for free.
I don't remember what the term was, but yeah, so they have to do another one for free. When they were doing, do you remember the Dirk's Pizza commercial that I filmed?
Oh, no, I did not.
Okay, so we had a friend, Bob, he worked for this local pizza place, and we were given permission by the owner to do a commercial that Bob bought 10 pounds of mozzarella, shredded cheese, and then he laid down in the grass. And while I stood over him and slowly dropped and covered his whole body in mozzarella cheese, like a Cat Stevens-esque song played in the background, until Bob's body and Britt Cottney filmed it until Bob's Bite was completely covered in mozzarella. And then you had the voiceover and said, Dirk's Pizza, where the cheese is always free. Did you never see that? You saw that?
I don't think so.
Oh, I have it. Next time you're here, I'll dig out. It's a classic. It's a classic commercial. So
it reminds me of like when Will Ferrell was in a community college art class. He was like the nude model on SNL. Did you ever see that? Yeah. Like grating cheese over top of his chest. Mm-hmm. Was Bob naked or not naked?
No, Bob was clothed.
It'd be better if he was naked, maybe.
So they end up they're going to do the next one. They're going to shoot. But before they do the next video, they get hired to shoot a living will.
Yes. But see, Tim Robbins, he's very creative. He wants the best. He wants the best delivery. He wants the best lighting, best production value. You can tell they have like bags and bags and bags of just lighting. Like they brought it up from the car just to make this guy look perfect in his hospital bed before he died so he could give his living will. And
he ends up dying during this. So they do a kind of a weekend at Bernie's Sitch where Ivan, John Cusack, puppets him to...
They put the glasses on him and they go, blah, 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 blah,
blah. Then they somehow... Okay, now this is where I'm confused.
But I think at this point, we don't know until later, but he dies, and then they videotape his funeral as well.
Yes, that's right. So first, if a guy dies in a hospital, don't machines go off?
You would think so.
Okay, just check.
Well, I think if they've got their living will, they're not hooked up to the machines.
Well, no, that was just him telling. That wasn't a...
No. There's like, that's the will. Like the living will is like, you don't want...
Oh, okay.
That's
all right.
You don't want that stuff taken out.
I think he'd still be hooked up to a machine that tells someone if he's dead.
They don't have that.
You're full. So now this is where things get weird. We go to a mansion of Mrs. Bluth.
Yes, from Arrested Development.
Arrested
She
Development.
looks old, but she doesn't look like she's aged, but she still looks old.
I don't know what just happened there.
Okay.
Something loud happens somewhere in my face.
It's fine.
She goes to she looks old, but she's got makeup on. You can probably tell. There's somehow like a presidential candidate there who we briefly saw in a commercial earlier.
Yes.
And there's something about a sex tape where he's getting beat up by Cinderella or Snow White.
He's got a lot of different fetishes, and you know what? You only live once, Glenn.
So how does this fit in with the movie?
It's just they have to create a bad guy, and the bad guy, obviously, he's into Reaganomics. He's the kind of dude that wouldn't be afraid to throw up his slab on a yardstick and compare it to Gorby. He's that kind of guy.
So I don't know. Like this whole thing is completely jacked up. But I'm just gonna say this: there's a sex tape involved that gets planted on Tim Robbins without his knowledge.
Samantha, she ends up taking the tape that she finds, and she's like, "Oh, I can use this." Either she's going to extort him for money, or if she just doesn't want him, she doesn't think he should be running for senator. She steals this either for her own personal or to just.
Talking about the redhead, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who is she? Like, when did she just popped up as a main character? Did I miss? Like, where did she come from?
She's a player in the music industry. She's a writer for a big magazine, and I think she saw Tim Robbins as a rube, somebody she could take advantage of by placing this tape on him.
Okay. So a sex tape gets planted on Tim Robbins. That will come into play later. Mofuzz tries to hustle him out of another video. There is a big music video shoot that somehow involves Miller Lite and things explode. I can't even tell you. It was like a 5-minute scene. I can't figure out what happened.
Well, another thing at the party, the senator's bodyguards went after Tim Robbins, and then all of a sudden he gets stopped, and he's like, "Whoa, where's my $20? You owe me." Samantha needs her $20, and then he's like, "Whoa, $10. Okay, give me $20." I thought that was pretty funny, but yeah, they go to this rock and roll thing. I guess this is the second one they're doing for free.
I don't think this is through them. This is through the redhead.
She's like, these guys have talent. These are video aces. They know what they're doing. They're gonna, and all of a sudden, John Cusack's like, we can make money with the video. All of a sudden he's putting Miller Lite stuff everywhere. He goes to the band. He's like, you guys have your visors, right? And then he's got the Miller Lite jacket on, but Tim Robbins, he's an artist, and he's not going to stand for that.
So anyway, it goes badly. Things explode. They're fired, and we won't think about that for a little while because next thing we're going to do is go to a bar, and there is a African American rap / country band. This is another time where I had to call my wife in the room and confirm that this was happening. It was happening, right?
Yes, it was happening.
So I don't know what that was about.
Who's the guy from House of Pain? Is it Everclear? Is that the guy?
Everlast.
Everlast. Would you? I mean, he did more of like a folk kind of rap situation when he came back out in the early 2000s.
Yep.
So I mean, it's not that far from going country. I mean, it's not that far.
This was 1986.
Yes, I know. I mean, maybe they're ahead of their time.
They were. They really were. The Blender Children, the band that they recorded earlier, they got killed by a satellite. So now everyone wants that video they shot of them.
I just thought it was awesome that video. They interviewed the guy who just saw them live. He's like, can't wait to go see them again. And they're like, no, they're dead. No, I'm going to see them again.
So the record lady, the shady record lady, she breaks into the loft. She's going to try to steal the tape. Ends up finding the sex tape, as you alluded to earlier. Then the crazy artist woman, who's now kind of has a thing with Tim Robbins, catches her, and then, and I quote, "Two ninja bitches about to kill each other," is the quote from I think Tim Robbins, as they walk in on a nunchuck fight. A record producer randomly has like nunchucks in her purse, and then she's gonna fight this blind artist. Like, Michael, what the hell is happening?
Well, once again, it feels like it's a combination of the stupidest movies in the 80s. Maybe a little bit of Airplane, a little bit of UHF. It's like, well, if they're making those movies, we can make a stupid-ass movie too, and we can cash in. We'll spend $10 million, and I bet you we'll cash in.
Do you really think that was the intent, or is this just a lot of drugs being done?
Like, at some point in everyone's life, they have a CD case with aluminum foil in their freezer, and maybe that's what they did at that moment.
Wow. Well done.
But one thing that I thought was awesome is when they were drinking at the bar and they thought their lives were over after they got fired from the band's video, is that the bartender's like, all right, if you guys really aren't that drunk, say the alphabet backwards, sign language, then do the sign language, the entire alphabet, say it backwards, and skip the vowels. And they did it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was like a quintessential 80s moment that I felt like I was gypped out of. Like, I didn't get to see it the first time around, but it was still good.
So the redheaded record girl, she tells them that their video is gonna play on RVTV, the music video channel.
Yes.
Sight unseen. It's gonna be played live. No one's gonna watch it beforehand.
For Video Aces, this is their shot.
Yeah. It ends up basically turning into it was the funeral footage, but people loved it. Did people love it? Like,
it transcended art. It transcended art. And since this video was so fantastic, they ended up having a meeting with Raul from Who's That Girl, and all of a sudden Menudo wants them to produce their video live on RVTV via satellite for the entire world.
So, in doing that, they decide they want to help this old soul duo, Swanky Modes.
Swanky Modes. And this is all part of their master plan. They wanted to do what they got to do until you can do what you want to do. And this is what they wanted to do.
Yeah. So they want to help the Swanky Modes get famous. They never really quite hit it big, even though they appeared on Ed Sullivan's show. They're going to do it by monopolizing this Menudo concert that they've been hired to do. The Secret Service, or whoever the hitmen, the senator's men, are following them. They break into their loft. They have kind of a Home Alone gunfight with a video screen, kind of a Dirty Rotten Scoundrel situation. They end up getting paid
$100,000 and a case full of donuts.
A case full of donuts.
Like, this is the stupidest movie in the world.
It's the stupidest fucking movie ever.
Yes.
So what ends up happening there is they get the $100,000 deal. John Cusack says, "Fuck it, let's have a limbo party." While having a limbo party, Tim Robbins and his new artist lady friend are having relations in the middle of it. That happens.
Well, he gets to that point where he gets all jacked up on like testosterone, the adrenaline rolling, and then their roommate, the one they just walked in on, Belinda, she's the senator's, ends up being the senator's daughter who owns the building. She can't take it anymore, and she has to give herself to Tim Robbins. Those are the rules. You can just, from the pheromones, from everything that he was extruding, she had to have sex with him. That's how we survived as human beings, as Homo sapiens, throughout the history of time.
In real time, we're receiving a Twitter message from Britt Cotney with the words "Russian?" Question mark. What is he referring to?
Do you think they were Russians?
Ooh.
I don't know. So thanks, Britt Cotney.
Thanks, Britt Cotney. I don't know if he's listening to this episode or if this is just something different that I might have said. We love you, Britt Cotney. The parents show up. He's having now bubble bath sex.
Yes, well, it seems like the door's been opened and it's going to be constant sex from now on with Tim Robbins. There's not going to be a moment where he'll be without sex for the rest of his life. One thing that I thought was kind of funny is when his parents walked in, it looked like it was Isaac from the Love Boat playing video games, laying on the floor of their studio.
Yeah.
It's like, well, one thing to the next, you're like, okay, how is this happening? Why is this happening? And then it's like, did I just see that? So it is those moments.
Oh, I see what's happened. Our YouTube, our Twitter has Russian on it.
Really?
It introduces our video here.
Really? Well, we'll fix it later. If we are watching, we do thank you for watching. One thing that I thought was pretty awesome, when the FBI first got there, like, they were very hesitant. They're like, oh, they want to make a video with us. And then all of a sudden, it's just another stupid, funny moment. Instead of being hitmen and trying to kill them, they're like, oh, we're the hitmen. I'm like, we can't make a video with you now. You got to come back tomorrow. And they came back tomorrow, and they made like a mini video while the other hitmen were in there trying to steal the video cassette. And it felt like deep down their soul, maybe everyone wants to make their own music video.
Everyone does.
Yep.
Everyone does. So now the game is on. The hitmen think they stole the video. They end up being wrong. The Secret Service hitmen, they launch a full-out assault on the building. The Swanky Modes end up walking off with $100,000, to which they both look at the camera and say, I love the Swanky Modes, or something.
And then one of them, while he's walking out, he's like, open the case, and he's taking cash. Well, one of the Swanky Modes, he just keeps putting it in his pocket before they get to the hitman. He's like, here's your $100,000 back. And like, we don't want the money, we want the tape. And then they just throw him the money. So the big winners are the Swanky Modes at this moment. And they keep shooting and firing at the building. Then all of a sudden, the daughter, Belinda, comes out. She's like, what the hell are you guys doing? And they all realize who that is because it's their boss's daughter. So they pack everything up and they leave.
So, well, yeah, they realize that, but we don't know that.
Yeah.
So now we're going to the big night. We got the Menudo concert. They make it so Menudo keeps not showing up.
Their big plan, their long con, is to have Menudo think that they're playing, not let them play, and then show the Swanky Modes to the entire world again, as they should have been in 1978.
So what ends up happening is they keep having the artist girl like changing the billboards.
Yes.
It's like this the Swanky Modes and maybe
Menudo. Yeah.
So everything kind of gets thrown out there. There's a big discovery scene where we find out that the artist is in fact the senator's daughter, that he is a creepy sex tape guy, and the Swanky Modes get to play their music in front of the world. And does everyone live happily ever after?
Well, they get arrested, but then they do live happily ever after.
After they get arrested.
Yeah, after they get arrested. There's a moment during the sex tape where I think it's Courtney Love is one of the people torturing. She's torturing the senator. And there's also Lyle Alzado's working out, and I think Ivan, the Iron Sheik, is with him. Watch it again.
I will.
I saw the P. I think it's the Iron Sheik right there.
Okay, I will watch it. So, this movie on a whole, what do you think?
Much like the man in the crowd waiting to see Menudo, make his head and my head both exploded while watching this movie. I've watched it 3 times in 3 days.
Wow. I watched it once. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll ever watch it again.
Okay, well, you've had the experience.
I'm glad I had the experience. I am glad I had the experience. It's horrible, but not in a bad way.
Yeah, but it had its time. I think it made something like $300,000 back, and that was gross. And then it was like $10 million budget. Like, oh my god.
Well, you know what? It didn't kill John Cusack and Tim Robbins' career, so that we'll take that as a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is. I'm glad that we watched it. I'm glad we reviewed it. I don't know, without your insistence, if that would have ever happened. But you opened me up to a new experience, and I'm glad for it.
Part of me wanted to do I wanted to do a Mr. podcast where we talk about Mr. Rogers and Mr. Wizard.
Mr. Yeah, you mentioned that. I didn't know what the hell you were talking about.
You're like, are you on drugs? Are you drunk? It's 8 a.m. Are you drunk?
Do you have any top that's?
I guess I mean the BoJack Horseman is pretty much my top that. Oh, and I saw that movie yesterday about the big girl with the bad self-esteem.
Trainwreck?
Yeah, Trainwreck.
I did too.
Okay, it was good. I felt like it could have had a little bit tighter editing, but I was really impressed with her acting. Like when it got, because it was more of a dramedy. They kind of sold it as like a straight up comedy, but it's more of a dramedy.
So there was I'm going to say 88-year-old man who had to get assistance walking into the theater by 2 people and who left within 3 minutes of the movie starting. It's 2015. How do you not know like what is in this movie?
But every single time something's on TV now, they tell you the entire movie.
Yeah. So anyway, it had a lot more heart than I expected.
Yeah.
I agree. It's a Judd Apatow movie, so you know the editing is going to be loose.
Yeah.
There's a lot of feels. I really liked it. It's not what I expected. However, I don't feel like what I wanted it to be. I don't feel like I was let down because it definitely had some of the raunch and some of the comedy. I thought John Cena did a great job.
You see a lot of John Cena.
You see a lot of John Cena.
Did you show the preview for the next movie he's going to be in? Did you see that?
Yeah. I actually a friend of mine's daughter is also in that movie. So.
Oh, really?
He was sending me lots of shots from the set last year, and so I'm looking forward to. In fact, she's a local girl, so I'm looking forward to seeing. Is it Sisters or?
Is that what it's called? Whatever it's called, yeah.
Tina Fey, Amy Poehler.
Yeah,
he's in the new one. I can tell you from just John Cena experience that most of his lines in this movie he wrote in Trainwreck.
Okay.
Because there's a whole part about Mandarin. He actually has been learning Mandarin for 2 years.
Okay.
So I'm sure he had them like work that into the script. And
is he just doing it to do it?
I know he was doing it because he is the face of WWE, and China is their next great, conquering. That's like they want to eventually get into China. So he feels that if he can, when they do that, if he can go over there and speak Mandarin, it will really help the brand. I mean, he's a company guy.
I think pound for pound, he's probably the best champion for that company ever.
Absolutely agree. And I know there's a lot of Cena haters out there, but when it comes down to it, he does everything he's supposed to do. And
I mean, whatever bad stuff that you could have done when he first started, if it did happen, it's beyond him. Like he's not gonna be a train wreck. Like I like this movie,
right.
Talking about John Cena, like right. He's going to be a healthy 50-year-old who retires from wrestling someday. You know.
And I'm the only one in most of the theater I was in was full of women who popped when he called that guy Coco Beware.
Yes, I thought that was awesome.
I popped. I lost it.
I felt horrible, but there's a moment in the movie where like Amy Schumer realizes that she's like a whore and a bad person, and that she needs to treat her boyfriend better. And this girl next to me, she just loses and she goes hysterical. I'm like, oh my God, is this girl like having this moment of realization that like all of her personal stuff is like being shown to her in this movie, and she's like this like all this pressure's coming down on her while watching this Amy Schumer movie, and she just realizes that she's a whore and she treats boys like pieces of shit. I'm like, I'm trying not to laugh like this girl.
So
overall good movie. Overall good movie.
Also, have you seen 7 Days in Hell yet?
Which one's that?
It's the Wimbledon documentary.
Oh yeah, I want to see it. I haven't seen it.
It's really good. Lots of guy parts.
Okay. Okay.
Lots of guy parts.
Up north, they've got this thing called Dollar General, and they also have just the Dollar Tree and then the regular dollar store. Here in Atlanta, I went to the $5 store, and it was everything's under $5.
Okay.
I got this box here, and it was I did the math. Each one of these was like $1.28. So
awesome.
So I'm like, I'm gonna buy the case. I'm just going ahead and buy the case of the wiffle balls right here.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well done. So when are you returning?
Probably Monday.
Okay. So tomorrow?
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. Well, awesome. I look forward to you returning. So are we going to be able to record again this week here?
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully we'll get another show out to you as soon as we can, folks. We want to bring the best and 80s commentary for all the great 80s films out there, 80s pop culture. Thank you again for listening. You can friend us on the FaceSpace. Try to contribute as much as I can. I appreciate when you contribute as well. Mr. Rizzo, thank you so much. And Doyner, thank you so much. You can rate us on the iTunes if you want. We don't really care. I don't know. Whatever. Oh. We got stickers. If you do emails, we do have stickers to send you now.
Mr. Rizzo sent us the thing about Steve from Full House. I actually just read a whole thing or listened to a whole episode of The Nerdist with him on it, where he talks about a lot of that stuff. So thank you, Mr. Rizzo.
Yeah, I sent him a message like, Steve from Full House, like, what else has he got going on? Like, really?
Dude, he was a lad. He was.
Like at the theme park?
No. Well, everywhere.
Well, maybe I need to listen to that episode. I'll listen to that episode of The Nerdist then.
It's on The Nerdist. He was a lad. So, yeah. Anywho. All right.
It was cool seeing you on my vacation. Now I got to go. I think we're going to go to Stone Mountain now. Have fun with that.
All right. Stone Mountain, Georgia?
Yeah.
That's where Jake the Snake is from.
Yeah. Well, they want to take it off. They want to take the Confederate generals off the mountain, or maybe they can put Outcast on the mountain too. That way it's about all of their heritage on the mountain.
Are you, wait a minute, Outcast the band?
Yeah.
Okay, well, send pictures.
Okay. All right.
Have a good night. Thank you, guys. Hey, everybody, stay awesome. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, guys.